Amateur Lego assembly. Came here on the Brendan Fraser fan buzz tour. Massively overrated sight to see. These are just dirty old Legos put together in a desert. They couldn't even make a cool shape. Triangle after triangle. Try mixing it up. They're pretty big Legos. Was there no thought on how they could have possibly moved those massive blocks 4,000 years ago and put them in the pyramid shape? I guess not. Let's see what the next tenured professor has to say. Could have been built in Minecraft in 15 minutes. Too much sand. Don't like triangles. You know, you probably could build this in Minecraft. In fact, I bet somebody has. Let me just quickly take a look. Yep, Zombiecraft has a tutorial. Much too sandy. I was so excited to see the pyramids, but upon arriving, I was shocked to see so much sand covering the ground and surrounding area. Now, I was under the impression that they would clear this sand and make way for us, but they did no such thing. Instead, we had to walk through the hot sand and it got all over me, ruining my new dress. Horrible customer service. Don't recommend. Horrible customer service because they didn't remove the sand from you in the desert where it's sand and underneath the sand is more sand. Needs refurbishment ASAP. Was rather disappointed. I was very thirsty inside and there was no vending machines or a cafe to get refreshment. Also, they badly need refurbished. It looks like it's been 200 years since they were built. Very poor brickwork. You know, I thought they were joking when I first read this, but the more I read it, the more I think that this person's actually serious. At least about the vending machine part. No, they're clearly joking about other aspects of this. No, you're not going to get vending machines in the goddamn pyramids. Behave. It's ugly, I say we bulldoze and build a giant Walmart and Costco. It sucked, it needs stores, yes, like Costco, Walmart, Cantire, McDonald's, A&W, coffee shops, watch stores, and especially a Toys R Us. Oh wait. And this person was joking, but you can clearly tell which nation they're from. I'm pretty sure that Costco and Walmart are American supermarkets. McDonald's, of course, because they're American, and for some reason Americans love McDonald's. Not a fan myself. I find I'm too fat for McDonald's. The food doesn't fill me up. But do watch stores still exist? I know Toys R Us don't exist. Do we still have watch stores, or is it all online now? Let me know in the comments. Never again. Once in your life you come to Egypt to see your dream, the pyramids, and you can't get in because only credit cards and no cash are accepted. I don't have a credit card, and then I couldn't see the pyramids. A disgrace for Egypt. Honestly, no credit cards would be a huge red flag for me, particularly when travelling abroad. I had a mate of mine a couple of years ago, went away to Spain, and he went in a bar and ordered a beer. It was supposed to be €3, and they charged him €300. And the only reason I can think that anybody would demand credit card is if they're going to sneakily add a couple of extra noughts on the end to try and catch people out, hoping they won't notice. And then if they do notice, oh, my finger slipped. Butterfingers. Oh dear. Oh, I just sort that out right away, sir. Built by subcontractors. Having worked in Egypt with local contractors, it's a wonder how this feat of engineering was ever managed. I'm sure it was contracted out. A hugely impressive wonder. If only the local sellers/camel people realised they are actually making people want to leave instead of enjoying one of Egypt's greatest assets. Yes, I can feel this man's pain in dealing with local contractors here. Clearly very difficult to get them to do the job you're actually paying them to do. As for how this feat of engineering was managed, they had giant whips, man, as simple as that, slave labour. As for the local sellers and camel people, I don't think they care about the pyramids at all. They're trying to make money there. There's not many opportunities in North African countries, so if there's a chance to earn a living and feed your family, you do it however you can, even if it is at times through harassing foreigners. You got to do what you got to do to survive. That's the mindset. Garbage everywhere. The water is so polluted you can't drink anything but bottled, and the local bottled water tastes like fuel. There are dead animals floating in their waterways as well as tons of garbage. It's too bad this is how the place has ended up. Yeah, you're probably downstream of the city and it's probably where all the sewerage goes. That's not unusual. Yeah, don't drink water out the streams. It's not good for you, even if it looks clean. You know, you get your rat urine, boils disease, there's all kinds of diseases you can get. Yes, stick to bottled water. You say the bottled water's not that great, well it's not going to do you any harm. Now, while this video has been poking fun at some of the more bonkers and silly reviews, there were so many people complaining about the next issue that I feel I had to mention it in the video. Horrible animal abuse. The animal abuse is horrifying. Camels, horses, donkeys, etc. dying from dehydration, hunger, being overworked to their last breath. Thank all you tourists to be part of it. I will never ever visit Egypt again. Truly disgusted. Lots and lots of people were complaining about the animal abuse. Now, I've never been there. I don't know how bad it is. I don't know how noticeable it is. There was so many people commenting about how bad it was that I felt I just had to mention it in this video, even though it's not particularly funny. It's a serious matter. The only thing I would push back against here is thank you all tourists to be part of it. Now, in defence of a lot of the tourists, I think there's probably absent-mindedness. I think that maybe they haven't noticed the animal abuse, the riding the camel, the riding the horse. They just were unaware. I don't think it was they were choosing to be part of abusing animals. But maybe it is really obvious. And if you've been there and if it is really obvious and you agree with this person, let me know in the comments, because I think they're being a bit harsh, but maybe if I was there, maybe if I saw it for myself, I would think differently and I would agree with that comment. Bad experience. Horrible. Very dirty place. Many pushy merchants. Chaotic people. Very different in what I expect. The Egyptian people, they don't deserve to have this, one of the 7 wonders of the world. There was lots of complaints about pushy merchants and con artists, but I don't think you can say the Egyptian people don't deserve to have one of the 7 wonders of the world. You're unfortunately among the worst of the worst there, but you don't put every Egyptian person in that bracket, you know. You want to complain about the hawkers and the con artists, absolutely complain, go for it, but don't try and make out that every Egyptian person is like that, because that's simply not true. Horrendous. The pyramids are nice to look at and are definitely something to see. However, that is if you can see past the dying dead horses and dogs and people harassing you for money on camels, coupled with overweight Brits wearing see-through leggings. And if the con artists, harassers and animal abuse weren't bad enough, next we get to the real horror story, which is overweight Brits wearing see-through leggings. You can just imagine the cellulite and cankles of a girl who's got the attitude that she thinks she's a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry you had to see that. Nobody should have to see such horrors. Anyway, I'm sorry we got a bit serious towards the end. You can't always just be light-hearted when there's real issues like animal abuse on the line. I think you've got to point it out. You know, not that a small YouTube channel like this has any sway or any opportunity to change things, but at least we can call it out, and let people know. At least warn people who are going, you might see this. It's not very nice. Not a lot we can do. The next video will probably be the Statue of Liberty, and then after that, I'm undecided. So if you want to put your suggestions down below, that would be awesome, and I will see you next time.